Good evening, my impatience. How art thou? How are you doing? How are things going with you? Oh no, I named this going live, and I didn't put the two. I gotta classify. This is the second time I went live today. I can't make that mistake. So here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. I'm sharing this on social media. Okay, let's get some of these inpatients in the house. Okay, so apparently, we might be. I mean, President Donald Trump bombed Iran, and we might be getting World War III. What are people's thoughts on this? Any thoughts? Any feedback? Apparently, war is bad, as they say. War is bad. You know, nobody wants nuclear Armageddon and that kind of stuff. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. So I went to the ice cream parlor right before closing. It closes at midnight. So I got a fudge brownie batter with Reese's Pieces mixed in. I don't know if having all this sugar before bed's a good idea or not, but what the hell? Mm-mm. All right. So hey, sausage, how are you doing? How are you doing, sausage? How's the ice cream? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a very youthful demographic in there. A lot of teenagers and mothers with children, and apparently a lot of 37-year-old men don't go to the ice cream parlor. But what are you going to do? Maybe someday I'll meet a. Somebody says, ask out a woman. Rusty asks, why are you awake? I'm not really sure, Rusty. I woke up in the middle of the night and got some ice cream. He says, it's past my bedtime, that's for sure. Somebody says they were probably thinking, this guy is handsome. Do you think any of them could have been pop superstars undercover? You never know. But also, you try not to get. I get self-conscious in public. I don't know if I'm asocial or what the story is, or if I'm on the spectrum, or maybe I'm not on the spectrum. Nobody's ever diagnosed me as that. But I go into public, I get really scared. I want to run out of there. Somebody asks, how does undercover pop stars work? Is it like the Wayans brothers, white chicks? They put on like a mask. Well, apparently masks where people go undercover are pretty realistic nowadays. So they just put on a mask, they put on a wig, and they disguise their identity to fool me. Could happen. Somebody says, I think Amanda Bynes was there. Yeah, doesn't she have schizophrenia? I think she does. Rusty says, I think Amanda Bynes would be a good match for you. Let's check out how she looks. How does Amanda Bynes look? Amanda Bynes. Is she still cute? I know she was cute at one point. Let's look recent images of Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes 2025. How does she look in 2025? Apparently she did some weight loss and she's looking attractiver again. Sausage says, hang out outside ice cream parlors, muttering to yourself, try to meet yourself a nice schizophrenic woman. Oh, I've dated. Yeah. Well, I'll be going to a prose program pretty soon. So maybe that dream of meeting a nice schizophrenic woman will come to fruition. And we'll live happily ever after. True love between two mental patients. So he says, you're going to complain that it's the Dookie bus all over again. Sausage says, it's more realistic to think Amanda was sent by someone like Sabrina or possibly Coolio. I guess so. But I don't need my schizophrenic girlfriend to be a rich, famous, or interesting person. She could just be the hottest woman with schizophrenia at the day program. She could just be the hottest woman with schizophrenia at the mental health day program I go to. I'm eating a Cold Stone ice cream, which I finished, which was really a calorie belly bomb, but what are you going to do? I had a fudge brownie batter with Reese's Pieces sprinkled in. I complain about getting fat. Meanwhile, I'm eating, a ridiculous ice cream at midnight. I suppose that's the ticket to diabetes. Yeah, okay. I'll wait another week or two before I have another ice cream. I gotta lay low on the sugar. I did work out hard today, for what it's worth. I probably should have gotten something a little bit more nutritious, like White Castle or something like that. I don't know if that was a joke or not. But I think there's more nutrition in White Castle than Cold Stone, or is there? Kid Wizard asks, "What's your opinion on alcohol? Are you prohibited from drinking it?" My mother doesn't want me drinking alcohol because of my medication and mental health conditions, but I do drink it every now and then. Quite frankly, but I don't go wild when I do. I just have like a beer or two. But yeah, you don't want to develop an addiction to alcohol. I know some people who were alcohol addicts, and it can ruin your life, and you don't want to become an addict. Hey, I'm addicted to food in a way. So somebody says, "Yep, be careful. If you start depending on alcohol every night to entertain you, it can quickly turn into an addiction, and that can become a problem." You don't want to become an alcohol addict and go to AA. And me, who has an addictive personality to begin with, that's no good. That's no good. That's the last thing I need is an alcohol addiction on top of everything else. Somebody says you already have a caffeine addiction and a corn addiction or porn addiction. Um, stop drinking alcohol, Andrew. Starting today, say no more alcohol. In fact, I should probably go light on the ice cream too. This was probably not the greatest idea. Try to be healthy. Try to be healthy. Well, at least ice cream doesn't impair you. Chemically. It doesn't. An ice cream is full of sugar and can cause diabetes, but at least it doesn't. You know. Sauce says, Andrew, you're supposed to be a good boy. You're supposed to be a good boy. Sausage is right. He says, it's called living, Andrew. You're in fear of everything. A little alcohol won't hurt. No, you're right, but I got an addictive personality. And when you start to drink, multiple times a week, one time a week turns to 2 times a week, turns to 3 times a week. Pretty soon you're going to be drinking every night. And that's problematic. I know what you're saying, though. A beer every now and then isn't a bad thing. But you also don't want an alcohol addiction. I hear you, though. I hear you. And I already have problems meeting women. Imagine you have an alcohol addiction on top of the mental health issues, on top of the everything else. That's just another problem. It's like, oh, and I'm an alcoholic now too. Oh, congratulations. Caffeine is fine. I do have a lot of coffee. I got to try to cut back on the sweets. I want to flatten my stomach. I want a small belly. Um, it was a good ice cream. It was actually. I know they say it's full of sugar. It causes diabetes, and it was really tasty. But probably shouldn't have had that tonight. All right, guys. I think somebody says you sound like a grandma, Andrew. Be a man. Rusty says, "All right." He's got an idea for the next stream. What's your idea for the next stream, Rusty? Hey, Pizza Pasta. I'm out for the night. Oh, oh, oh. But I'll be back. We'll pick up where we left off tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, I'm sure. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everyone. See you tomorrow.